Should I start? Mm-hmm. How are you going to start the intro?
You are watching...
Wait.
Hold on a minute. Check
You're now live.
We're live. You're watching DK Takes the Ice, or DK Takes the Ice with Clay. Yes, this is Clay, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Stop. Alright, today we're going to be talking about round one, or the playoffs. It's... And so this series, they're called play-in rounds, but I'm just going to call it the playoffs. They call it a play-in rounds. They'll play in because the number 1 through 4 seeds get a bye. And so, for example, since St. Louis is number 1 in the West, the winner of Jets and Flames will play St. Louis. And St. Louis doesn't have to do anything except for play the 3 other teams that are, you know, the 2, the 3, and the 4 seed, but they don't count for anything. So we're going to talk about Jets and Flames. All right, so the starting goalies. You have Connor Hellebuyck for the Jets. Can you even guess who might start for Calgary?
God, I have no idea, if I'm being completely honest. My guess would be Mike Smith.
He got traded.
I know, I'm joking.
After he did really good last year, Game 1, 36 save shutout, Calgary just fell apart. But somehow they're back in the playoffs. They shouldn't be. We'll get to that at the end of this video. But I don't even know who's going to start, because if you're Calgary, you go with Dave Riddick. I mean, it's Dave Riddick.
Dave Riddick.
They say big save Dave, but
Oh, God.
when he played against Edmonton, couldn't stop a beach ball. I promise you. Could not. And then you have Cam Talbot. Now, if we're going by record, Dave Riddick did play 48 games, but he went 24, 17, and 6. He got pulled one time. He has 2 shutouts. And his save percentage is a .907.
This is all Dave Riddick?
Dave Riddick. But then Cam Talbot only played 26 games. He won 12, lost 10, and then in overtime won. And then got pulled 3 times. And then 2 shutouts. But his save percentage is better than Dave Riddick's with a .919. But then Hellebuyck started. Games played for Hellebuyck is 58, and he went 31, 21, and 5, and 6 shutouts. So, I mean, if you're going by goaltender, I think Hellebuyck is the better goaltender out of this series. And I think, well, it depends on what kind of Hellebuyck we get. Are we going to get the Hellebuyck when they played Vegas and was terrible? You remember that series?
God, that was a horrible series.
I know it was. Won one game, game 1. Or you can go with the Flames, who have got out in the first round the past two seasons in the playoffs. Goaltending for Calgary, that throws up red flags. Will they be consistent? So let's say game 1, Dave Riddick wins. He does good. Can you go ahead and assume he's going to do good in game 2?
Yeah, if he starts off the series. I mean, usually when people are starting off the series, first game, they play pretty well. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of momentum for the next. So I would assume if he starts first game, making the right plays, the right saves, then it should be better for the next game.
So if you were picking, who would you go with as of right now, just after saying goaltending? Jets or Flames? Or you still don't know?
I'm not entirely sure.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump on to the offense. The Jets, they have their top 4 players. Kyle Connor, who has 38 goals, 35 assists, and 73 points. That's the highest on the Jets, 73 points.
Right.
Mark Scheifele, you know Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele.
Good old Mark.
Mark Scheifele. He has 29 goals, 44 assists, and 73 points. And then Blake Wheeler with 22 goals, 43 assists, and 65 points. Then Patrick Laine. Now, I'm really shocked at how many goals he's actually scored because I think he could score more. He only has 28 on the season, 35 assists, and 63 points. I think Laine should have at least maybe 45 or 50. He is nice. So, but you know, I was wrong. So for the offense, we have for the Jets, Kyle Connor with 38 goals, 35 assists, 73 points. Mark Scheifele, 29 goals, 44 assists, 73 points. Blake Wheeler with 22 goals, 43 assists, and 65 points. Laine should have more goals, 28 goals, 35 assists, and 63 points. Then we have on Flames, Tkachuk with 23 goals, 38 assists, 61 points. And then Clay's favorite. You want to say, I guess?
Who?
Johnny Gaudreau.
Johnny Hockey, baby.
Guess how many goals he has?
Johnny Hockey. He's got to have 30. He's got to have around 30.
18 goals, 40 assists, 58 points.
I just soaked my leg with water. God.
Then we have from Carolina, as a dog would say, from Carolina. With 29 goals, 25 assists, and 54 points. That's a career high right there for Lindholm. And then Sean Monahan. You know about the Flames of Monahan. 22 goals, 26 assists, and 48 points. Out of those players I just listed, who do you think would pop off in the playoffs?
Out of all the players or just on the Flames?
All on the Flames. Any player on the Flames, any on the Jets.
At both teams.
Mm-hmm. If you had to pick,
just based off of points, not assists or goals, like in total points.
Mm-hmm.
You would think Kyle Connor, just because of how many points he's got. 73 points for Kyle Connor this season.
And Scheifele also has 73 points. So it's like you got two 73 pointers on the Jets. And so, I would have to agree with Kyle Connor because, watching him he was in the playoffs, doing pretty good, especially the year 2018 when the Caps won, when Winnipeg played Nashville. Kyle Connor was scoring beautiful goals, like the passing, all of that, 100%. So it's like, I think Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele are going to pop off for the Jets. And then for the Flames, Tkachuk, maybe he will, and also Gaudreau, he has that playoff experience, and just Johnny Hockey. Home ice, in the playoffs this year, home ice doesn't really matter, but, because it's how the NHL is going to do it, so each division for the playoffs is having, so there's going to be arena, they're having 4 arenas, one for the Central, one for Pacific, Metro, and Atlantic. And so, home ice advantage, it's not really going to be, it's just switching jerseys basically from your blue to your white. Or switching your home to away, all that. But, the Jets are 37, 28, and 6. Now, this is where things get a little confusing. They have 80 points on the season. Now, the Flames are 36, 27, and 7 with 79 points. So you would go ahead and think that the Jets would have home ice.
Right.
But in this case, Flames have home ice. Because I just still don't understand it. I've just seen it on the brackets, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it. Like I said, home ice isn't going to matter, but Jets have 216 goals on the season, while Calgary only has 210. And if we're doing a standings-wise for the most goals, Winnipeg is 16th of 31. So they're in 16th for most goals scored.
16th place out of 31 teams.
And then you got Calgary with their 210. That is 20th of 31. So, literally by 6 goals. And so, we're just going to go over home ice just because, I guess. So, at home, Winnipeg is 20-14-3. And then Calgary at home, 16-13-4. So, I mean, Calgary's not that great at home. And away, they are 17. Let me rephrase this. Winnipeg away is 17-14-3. And then Calgary away is 20-14-3. So now, after seeing all that, who do you have winning a best of 5 series? Winnipeg or Calgary? And how many games will it take for whoever you decide to win? You know, what is it going to be in 4 games, and so on. So I'm going to let you start off and go ahead and who do you think is going to win this series? And why? And how many games?
Just looking at both teams based on the past few playoffs, over the past few years, who's made it farther in the playoffs? Winnipeg has.
Yes.
And in the past few years, Winnipeg has made it farther. The Flames have been lacking in their ability to keep moving forward through the playoffs. It doesn't mean they're a bad team. Maybe it's just a bad night or a bad matchup, whatever it is. But personally, I'm going to say in terms of stats and everything, it looks like Winnipeg. If you're going to compare stats, who's got better stats? Winnipeg does.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's
right.
That's clear. You can see that on pen and paper. That is clear that Winnipeg has more higher stats, better stats, and games played, games won, all that. The goalies, all the offensive players, the defensive players have contributed a lot more to the wins than the Flames team. But the Flames still has a good team. I don't know. This could be one of those years where it's the next person's turn. Maybe it's time for the Flames to step up and get farther than the first round.
Yeah, I mean, really.
But I usually am going to pull for the people who I think are going to have more experience and have a little more wisdom in those situations, which would be Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg's going to pull away with the win. It's best out of 5, right? I think the first game, Flames are really going to put up a fight. It's probably going to be a close game. May come down to the wire. May go to overtime. Second game, it's going to be Winnipeg. It's going to be Winnipeg winning the first in a tight situation. I think it's going to be Flames with a steady lead the whole game, winning in the second. Third game's going to come around, and Winnipeg's going to come back. And I think that game's going to slow down the Flames a lot. And that's when Winnipeg's really going to start saying, like, all right, we're on top. Pull away with the win that game. The next game will be an easy win, and then they'll move on from that series. That's my prediction.
And remember that the winner of this series will go on to play St. Louis, which...
Did St. Louis get a first-round bye?
Yeah, they did. Gosh,
because they're top.
Get me started.
They're top, right?
Yeah, they're number 1 in the West. It's tough for me because I'm going to go ahead and say Winnipeg. I'm going to say in 5 because I think it's going to be one of those series where people are going to doubt Dave Riddick or Cam Talbot. If Cam Talbot starts for some odd reason, I'm going to go ahead and say Winnipeg in 3 because Cam Talbot, he's good, but not like Kyle Connor and Mark. He can't really... He can stop him, but I got a feeling that Mark Scheifele and Connor are just going to take over after, game 2, after they get the feel into the playoffs, and, there's a lot of what-ifs in this. discussion that we were having. And but if Dave Riddick, here's what I'll say: if Dave Riddick plays, and he plays good the first 2 games, Dave Riddick can be that goalie to just like steal the game. And I'm not saying that he can't. I think he will. He was going to steal one of these games. And that momentum for Dave Riddick could literally change the series. Or it couldn't. And it's all about what kind of goaltending we're going to get from Winnipeg. Because who knows? Maybe Hellebuck gets injured game 1 or 2. We hope it doesn't happen. But if not, Brassois, we didn't really talk about Jets backup because, I mean, Hellebuck is superstar goaltender. He's up there for Vezina right now. And so, I mean, when you hear about who's going to start for Winnipeg, you automatically know Connor Hellebuck. And so, I mean, if Hellebuck gets injured, I'm still going to go with the Jets. Brassois is good. And so, I mean, if Dave Riddick starts, Winnipeg in 5. Because, like I said, Dave Riddick could steal a game, or, you know, Johnny Gaudreau could get red hot. Even Lindholm, Kachuk would, you know, he makes people mad. And a really big thing that I not really think about until just now was the departure of Dustin Byfuglien. So they don't have that top defense for the Jets. So the young guys are going to have to step up in this series and basically prove, show the world, hey, we're ready for the playoffs. You know, not to go wet the bed or whatever. So I got Winnipeg in 5. And it's going to be a neck-and-neck game in Game 5. It's going to be, you know, maybe a 3-2, a 4-3. But I do have that feeling that there is going to be a blowout in one of these games where Winnipeg just goes off in a 6-2 win, a 6-3 win. You know, just something of that nature. So, the next video, I think it should be... Oh, Clay's favorite. Oilers and Blackhawks. The number 12 seed against the number 5 seed.
Who's number 5? Oilers?
Yeah. And
yep, Blackhawks are screwed.
Kane.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's a spoiler alert. But Kane, there's nothing you can do about it.
Hopefully Kane won't be in prison.
Yep. So... we'll keep you guys updated. Make sure y'all subscribe and do me a favor. Go ahead and click that bell that's down below and turn notification on so you know when new videos come out and just stuff like that. Anything else you want to say to the viewers?
Stay posted. Do your research. Ask us some questions.
Big facts.
Anything you want else to talk about, anything to include in these videos, whether it's just Dan that's going to be in the next video or multiple people or just more topics, maybe something we missed, let us know.
And if you want us to do a bracket challenge, remember last year's bracket challenge?
Who won?
Not us. I think my mom, who knows nothing about hockey,
That's embarrassing.
won. But hey, Columbus and Tampa Bay last year were the only people to get it right. So let's go shock the world this year.
Right.
So make sure you tell us that you want us to do a bracket challenge. You know, I'll post it out there. Thank you guys for watching and stay fresh. Yeah.
We went dancing.